Yeah, so I think fintech is a very regulated sort of environment to start a company. So many people who start fintech businesses generally come from a finance background. I actually think this is not a necessary. The first thing I would say that is important is that the person who wants to start a fintech business or any business realizes that they have a need, or they're frustrated with a certain process or situation or corporate, and they want to fix the way things work. I think this is true for fintech, like for any other type of business. So this is the first thing I would say. And then secondly, it's really important to spend some time reading and learning about these new technologies like cryptocurrencies and the blockchain and new peer-to-peer insurance and all these new products and solutions that are coming out in the market, because these are the backbone of the new technological investments, and it's important to understand them thoroughly before you can really start a fintech business, because you will need to engage and interact with regulators and security systems and compliance regulations. So it's always important to have a attitude to learning, which is the most important, and be aware that you need to interact with people who teach you or read about these kind of technologies, because fintech startups are all about layers. So you're layered in with very different technologies that help you do pieces of your business.
So you mentioned financial background. What about technical background? What would be your advice to position oneself depending if a person has or doesn't have a technical background?
So if you're a technical person, I think that you have a little bit of a advantage in a way, because obviously today there's a scarcity. So big corporates, but like Google and Amazon, are always looking for new technical skills, especially now in the areas of anything that has to do with machine learning, big data, and artificial intelligence. So if any of these are specialization, I think it's really easy to learn to go and maybe work for a bigger corporation and then find your path. In terms of whatever skill you have, as I said at the beginning, I think that either you're a technical person, you should partner with a more business person, and if you're a business person, you should partner with a technical person. And these are the kind of teams that really, I believe, have the strongest potential to succeed, because there's co-founders that are very complementary in the way they approach business and in the skills that they can bring to the business. And therefore, my best advice is use your skill and partner up with somebody that can complement it.
Excellent. If we're talking about networking, what would be your advice on how to best network with fintech companies, keeping in mind the limited time available?
Yeah, so I don't know where everybody is who's online in terms of where their school is or where they're currently right now. But one of the things that I think is the most important is to participate. Every city now in Europe probably has fintech events, fintech meetups, and startup in general meetups. And people in the industry are very willing to introduce you to the right people. So once you start knowing some of the people in the industry and you show that you're committed to learning more about the fintech industry and you want to help certain startups, or maybe you can have one-on-one meetings with certain founders, they're always happy to give you a little tip and a help, because this is how our ecosystem is born, by connections. So I would think networking is important physically through events in your local city or your university. Also, I spend time on LinkedIn groups, and I connect on LinkedIn with the people that I believe are interesting in the sector and that have something to say. And sometimes I even email people to connect and talk and have a call or have a meeting, so that we can sort of interact on certain point of view. And I think this is also a very important part of networking.